Hello, thank you for joining me once again. I am just coming on today to talk about current events, talk about what is happening. Today's Thursday, March 27th, so we're still in the month of March, and we are at just past our 60-day mark. 67th day, of this idiot in office. Diaper Don and Mr. VD and all their little shenanigans, Mr. Musty Man and their sugar daddies doing what they're doing right before everybody's eyes. Yeah. You having fun yet? Yes, I know that I am loving light and grounding and energy and higher self and raising of consciousness and be kind, compassionate, and loving. I also say that you need to be aware. You need to be aware. You need to be aware of what's going on around you. Because where you live, it affects you. So, example as to what here in Georgia, okay? You know how I talk about, I have concerns. There's a part of me that believes that we will not have elections again. And if we do continue to have elections, they will be so manipulated and controlled and unfair. I hate to use that phrase. For an example, here in Georgia, they are passing a law. I know it's in the House. It's been presented here, at the state capitol. So I don't know if it just passed or it's been presented to be voted on. But they want to change early voting, okay, to one location per county. Did you get that? One early voting location per county. I told somebody that, and their response was, so we're going to have 24-hour voting? Because that's how the math just will not handle that. And then on top of that, they have said the Secretary of State here in Georgia is slated to remove 450,000 voters off the register vote. For whatever reason, those individuals are categorized to be removed. So, if you didn't know, now you know. Now will be the time to make sure that your name is still on there. This is how they got in the White House in the first place. By removing people from off of the voter rolls, by redistricting the lines so that it would turn out to be this result. That and much more. But it was not through, okay, out of this amount of people, we can all go vote and let the numbers show who wants what. Well, they did what they did, and even though he said what he said, Diaper Don, that he said for all them years, since he came down that escalator. And if you didn't get it from the first presidency, if you didn't get it after January 6th, do you know what he wants to do for those January 6ers? He wants to give them compensation. He's trying to piss off black people, because I believe the word reparations was in there. This man is trying to get black people riled up. He wants us out in the streets. He wants us to be hot mad so that he can put the National Guard on us, so that he can jail individuals. But main goal, so that he can declare martial law so that we won't have voting anymore. He, with his executive orders, in addition to the segregation laws that he just for the military. You've all heard about that. I'm sure you've all heard about that. How the contractors now are not to adhere to segregation rules. They are not to do it no more. That he is opening the door for segregation, which is fine. There's not a whole lot of upset people out there about that. A lot of black folks aren't upset about that because the most successful cities in history were the black cities that they would burn down because it was too successful for them. They were thriving and living their lives. They did the same thing with the Native Americans. Taking away their land because of the oil. Marrying the women. Even having children with them. And then killed them so they would have the ownership to the land. It would go that far. This is the white man who so-called worked their way up. No, you killed folks. You took away what was theirs, and you colonized in many different forms. Yeah. However, back to what I was saying. With Diaper Don and Mr. VD. Yeah. You see the makeup Mr. VD wears? Watch him blame that on his wife. Watch him sit up there and say, oh, this is in support to my wife's heritage. Watch him try to use that as an excuse when the eyeliner comes out. Remember, he hangs out with his sugar daddy, Peter Thiel. Yeah. I even heard something about Preacher Mike. Because a lot of lawmakers, they, have to go to Washington to represent their city, their state. So they have an apartment or, a second, they have to live somewhere. And then, of course, they go back to their state and where their home is. But evidently, Preacher Mike roommate is a gay man. Preacher Mike? Yeah. Funny, not funny. But anyway, back to this segregation thing and this man trying to piss off black people. In addition to the executive order that he wrote of how black men, everybody shaves in the military, the men, they shave every day. It's a written rule. Okay. Black men, because of their curly hair, get a lot of hair bumps because the hair curls up in there. So, then becomes a condition if continuously applying this, shaving every day, putting a razor to their skin, and it becomes really, really bad. So Diaper Don issues a executive order that those individuals can now be dismissed out of the military. But here's the part that I wonder about. Will those people who get discharged from the military because of that condition, is it going to affect their benefits? Will they receive their military VA benefits after being discharged under a condition? Is that another way he trying to piss off black people? Trying to get some angry military men out there, angry in the streets? You took away what I worked for. You took away what I built. It's not enough that he's trying to take away Social Security from people who have been putting into the system since they first started working, so that when they retire, they would have a retirement, some money coming in to support them in their elderly years that they actually worked for and added to the system. And then you got Musty Man up there who has not worked one single solitary level of what people here in America have worked. And you getting these contract checks from the government that is our tax money, and you want to call us welfare people? And you want to sit up there and say we're too empathetic and then cry about your companies being demolished, attacked, whatever you want to call it, for them protesters out there being upset, and say that I thought that the Democratic Party was the party of empathy. Who's to say they're all just Democrats up there attacking your Teslas? Because you've pissed off a lot of people. But oh yes, remember now, we always point the finger at the direction where we want the anger to go. Yeah. Yes. Because April 5th is this big protest that's supposed to be coming out, and how it's black folks are sitting this one out. I'm at home. I wouldn't have been out in the streets anyway. But remember, you get out there, soon as they see one, yeah, it will become. I watched somebody who said that remember that they will have their own implants within those protests. They have people planted within all those protests and so forth, listening to find out what's going on and what's being said, and a real ear to the ground, or bad actors in place as soon as they see the first ability to be a bad actor. But at the same time, too, you also got them on listening to what's being said on TikTok and YouTube, and so they're listening anyway, whether they're implants or not, because everybody is talking about it on their platform. And in addition to when I say TikTok, I'm only on YouTube. That's enough technology for me right there. I'd probably go into system overload if I added a TikTok to my learning curve. Anyway, yes, there's a possibility that TikTok will be closed down come April 5th. First of all, he already attempted to do it. Everything he does, he kind of puts a test run to it first. Yeah, so if it gets taken down April 5th, I'm not going to be surprised. First of all, he showed you. Second of all, there are too many individual people being entrepreneurs and freelancers and supporting themselves on it and doing very well for themselves. Oh, the government can't have that. All of you guys, get off TikTok. Get back to work. Go put in those applications and be ready to work that 9 to 5 with overtime at $7.25 an hour, because that is the federal minimum wage. Wake up, people. If you have not been paying attention. And the other reason would be because he's trying to squash journalism. Independent journalism. It's not just independent journalism. Everybody's on there voicing their own personal experiences on video. The receipts right there in your face. So should TikTok get taken down? Yeah, that would be the reason. That would be the reason. And they'd be able to do it using China as the excuse. You noticed with Facebook, which I deactivated my account from there, Zuckerberg up there rubbing elbows with Diaper Dawn. So he's stinky too. Yeah. But you notice that they aren't bashing Facebook anymore with all the trash talking that they used to do. So he must have agreed to something to be able to sit right behind him during inauguration time. Him and all those other millionaires. And then the lawmakers were behind that. Yeah, because them millionaires, they paid a lot of money to have those seats. Yeah. Indoors. They didn't want to sit out in the cold either. They're like, I paid too much money to be sitting out in the cold. funny. That was funny. Yes. I wrote down stuff because it's too many times I'll get on here with the intention to say something, and then I will talk about something totally different. And I'll be like, I meant to talk about such and such. So this time, no, I'm not going to be all love and light, although I am in love and light, and I send you love and light and so on and so forth. Encourage you to go to a higher vibration. Encourage you to be kind, loving, and compassionate. You also need to be aware. You can't be sitting around looking shocked, stupid, and silly. You've heard me say that before. Because you didn't pay attention. You know how I talk about vibrational matches? Let me give you another example of a vibrational match. You got two different opposite sides of the scale, two different type of people. You have people, love and light people, spiritual guru, whatever you want to call it, and they're really high up there, and it's all the divine, their heads are up in the cloud, and it stays up there, okay? Oh no, none of that other stuff affects me, it'll, sort itself out. Yes, which it will, but then you have the total opposite end of the scale, people who have their head in the ground like an ostrich. I'm just on my 9 to 5. I'm going to work. I'm not a political person. You all sort it out. I don't even know who those people are. I don't hear about that. I don't even watch TV. I know I don't watch the news. It's nothing but, propaganda, so on and so forth. Those are two opposite ends of the scale, yet same vibrational level. There's always a left or a right. There's always an up and a down. There's always a light and a dark. There is always the polar opposite. Yet they are on the same vibrational scale. Okay? So, just so that you don't think that it's my twin. I'm the twin sister talking. My twin, yeah, she be out there with the crystals and so forth. No, it's me. Hey, you gotta have fun. That's a way of having higher vibrations is be happy, laugh. Those are higher vibrations. In these times, you need it. You need to laugh, because if you ain't gonna laugh, you will definitely be crying. Yeah, but I'll be sitting this one out come April 5th. I don't even know if I will give the energy to it of even watching images on TV that day. If anybody, recording, we're out here. I mean, honestly, protesting out in the streets, people at the numbers. Do you really think they're going to care? They already know you upset. And do they care? Have they come to the podium? Okay. We see that you're upset and we're going to change things. You need to find something different. You need to find something different to do on how you are going to fix this. Yeah. I can give you a little hint. It has something to do with their pocket. I'd like to know where all that money that the so-called Doge department saved the American people, all those millions and millions of dollars. Well, where is all that money now then? You really got people out there believing that you're going to get a check, a stimulus check, a Doge check. Like it's going to be given back to the people. Hello, they're taking your money. Why would they want to give it back to you? They have the false belief that Trump was the one who had the stimulus checks the last time. But remember, it was a Democratic Congress at the time, and Congress holds the purse strings. And Congress was the one that said that the people needed to have some money in their pocket to help stimulate this economy because of the changes that were occurring. And Diaper Don himself held it up, the printing of it, had it reprinted because he wanted his signature on it to make the people think it came from him. It did not come from him. I've said it before. What wealthy, rich person who depends on the lower class wants you to do better? What wealthy person is going to want you to do better enough that you won't go to work? It's such a great idea, yet when Andrew Yang ran on his presidential, when he was running for office, running for president, and he wanted to do the universal income that everybody gets $1,000 check a month. Oh, that was just a horrible idea. Oh, but now, y'all can't wait for that Doge check. Yeah, if it comes, I will be super surprised. Super. They're kicking out the workforce that does a lot of the work that a lot of people don't want to do for the minimum wage that a lot of people don't feel is enough. Well, it's not enough, but still. Who's going to do that work? They're kicking people off TikTok. That's why I won't be surprised. So then they can also silence the information, keep you ill-informed, dismantling the Department of Education so they can keep you dumbed down so that you can believe the stupidity. Did I even get to pass here on my list? Funny. All right. Yeah, so, and that military text, that was no accident. That was them letting you know that this is what we're doing and this is what we're going to do because he wants a wartime state so bad. Because he said in his when he was running for office, Diaper Don said, vote for me and you will never have to vote again. How will that come about? Wartime state. That's it. Wartime state. Then there cannot be an election. But just in case we don't get there, we're going to dismantle the election system as much as possible. He has steam through since he's been in. Everybody calling for Elon to be up out of there. Dodo birds. Elon is directed by Diaper Don. What is Mr. Musty Man doing in Pentagon security briefings? What the heck? And do you guys think there's going to be a Doge check? This is a coup. They're dismantling the government. And the contracts are going to surveillance and defense systems and SpaceX. They are getting rid of these farmers' land, canceling their contracts. And then I see images. It was interesting because before the image came up, it was the image that I saw, that those Tesla robots were out there picking them fields. Who's getting all the contract money now? And no, we don't need U.S. aid. That was the first thing they went after, right? The main thing USA did was grew the food right here in this country for the farmers, with the farmers that they had contracts with. And then the farmers would then, or the USA program or whatever, would then send the food elsewhere to wherever that program was. The farmers had the contracts with U.S. aid. We don't need that no more, because those farmers were the one that grew the food that put it in the food banks and the school lunches. But now we see images of fully operational Tesla robots picking produce out the ground. So, you do the math. I'm just sharing information because this is all for entertainment purposes only, right? Yeah, entertainment purposes only. I'm just sharing what I feel, what I've seen, what the intelligence in my mind says what the government is doing, because I know the law. Educated. They want you dumbed down so that you don't stop to think about what they're doing and is that legal or not. Doesn't matter if it's legal or not at this point. Who's gonna go up there and arrest that man? There was this one Democrat came out and said that because they be talking to each other, they're friends behind the scenes, most of them, but confiding in them, saying that Trump has been calling them, threatening them and their families. So do you think that they're gonna be leaving, issuing an impeachment hearing or anything like that? And even if they got Diaper Don out of there, you still have Mr. VD and all of those people that they've placed in the top roles of the administration that were part of writing Project 2025. Do you know that even the Department of Justice is on Project 2025's elimination list? Yeah, because they've already tackled CDC, forbade them for issuing health warnings to the American people without the approval of Diaper Don himself. That's censorship, if you ask me. Yeah. Firing in all these people. Even, now remember, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, I think she's West Virginia, the governor, or somewhere up in there. On the East Coast. I'm not sure which state, so correct me if I'm wrong. Put it in that comment. Oh, subscribe, like, and share. If you want to hear me, come on here. Push that little button. Thank you. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I love you. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming. She done already, and it's been a couple of years now, lowered the minimum to the child labor minimum age. And now here we have Governor DeSantis of Florida saying that that's what they want to do to tackle their immigration problem. Oh, that summer job. You remember your first summer job? Oh my goodness. All these teenagers that are getting ready to go to work. Good luck on that one, buddy. Yeah. What else is happening? Just charging the military. I hope they still get their benefits. I really do. I really, really do. April 5th is going to be some day, isn't it? I wonder how many of them people are going to be able to film that if TikTok's gone that day. That's an interesting thought. Wow. Do you know? This is how much he's trying to piss us off. Diaper Don wants to give reparations to the January 6ers to be compensated because they were treated so unfairly. Man, oh man, oh man. And you know, when they turn the TikTok, should they turn off TikTok platform, then X is numbers are gonna rise. More of a reason for them to turn it off, because those numbers have been going down. This man's pocket's been going down. Yeah. Through one avenue. Just through one avenue, because where's all that money? It's in his pocket somewhere. Sitting in a bank in Switzerland. All them 530,000 individuals, immigrants that came over in the legal fashion, vetted, cleared, been working, paying taxes. Now their legal citizenship has been revoked. They have 30 days to deport themselves, or they will be deported. So it wasn't all about coming in the legal way, was it? Wasn't about that at all. Dr. Don made it executive ordered as far as recruiting for the military. No, they don't attend Black conferences anymore. To recruit highly skilled engineers, scientists, mathematicians, educated Black men and women. No. We deleted off the military site anything that applies to acknowledgement or history of people of color or women. No honoring any holidays, noted days. Gilead, that's where we are. But for those that want to apply logic to this, with still that don't believe, or, oh, it couldn't possibly be that bad, or, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Fine. Because maybe I don't. I could have made all this up and I just lied. Because belief is in the mind, right? Look at astrologically. Even if you don't believe in astrology, put it to the test. This is a perfect time for those who don't believe that there are planetary alignments and messages written in the stars. You've heard that phrase, it's written in the stars, astrologically. Okay. The way that the planetary alignments are lined up right now are in the same way that they were when the 60s. Or the same way they were when World War II, Nazi Germany. In addition to the same way it was when the United States was first formed 250 years ago. The difference is it's all at the same time. So all these planetary alignments are the same, yet all three of them eras are at the same time. Not separate alignments like it was then. It's all at the same time. Buckle up, Buttercup. If the UK is telling their people to stock up for 3 days worth, get your food, your medicine, your water, because of what the United States is doing, people in the United States, you should be putting a little bit to the side. Tighten that belt up. Get you some dry goods. Learn how to cook from scratch, maybe. Learn how to cook. Period. Because there's a whole lot of people that eat out and they don't know how to cook. Or they buy frozen. Pop that shit in the microwave. Because they don't know how to cook. Do yourself a favor. Learn how to cook. Now would be a great time to take a class. Get up there in the kitchen with somebody. Now is a great time. And I'm speaking, that was total honest suggestion. Seriously. May not happen tomorrow, but there will be a time. It ain't going to be like it is now. We are literally at a time witnessing that it will never be the same again. We will be the ones to talk to our grandkids and say, back in my day, we used to be able to go and, we seen it happen, number one. Number two, this energy does not match the age of Aquarius. This old structure, the age of religion and dogma and control, all this corporation control, religious control is dying off. We had the age of Aries, which was a lot of war and, age of Aries, shit starters. Astrologically, it moves to Pisces. Pisces, the two fish, age of religion, dogma. It's also the house of endings. It's the 12th house in the sign. Then you got next constellation in the sky is Aquarius. That's the age of Aquarius. And each one of these houses, the eras, these are 2,000-year cycles. We just came out, we're leaving a 2,000-year Pisces era. Okay? Does it not make sense to you? Or, let me back that up. So, within the biblical, and this is my opinion, but something to think about. Because remember, we've been under control, under an influence, under false information, under lies, under untruths, not given the truth for the purpose of control and power. That's what the religion was all about. Because I've seen too many original texts now that were what the books in the Bible originally said. And the areas where they were changed, it wasn't changed out of lost in translation. It was changed for the purpose of control and power, and to remove the truth from you of whom you truly are, which are God beings. Powerful, energetic, spirit God beings in physical form having a spiritual experience, a human experience. And in the Bible, it speaks of Christ coming back at the end of 2,000 years, right? Christ will return. This is my opinion. Astrologically, the way that the planets and everything are aligning, and it's causing an elevation of consciousness, this is the return of Christ. Through the elevation of your Christ consciousness. Now all you Christian nationalists, now all you Christians who want those immigrants out my country, get out of my country. Now all you Christians who they're homeless, they're feeding off the system. Are you matching Christ consciousness? Are you matching an elevation? I'm just saying. Now, if you were to say to me, is that Christ coming back to everybody all at the same time? Yes. My opinion, yes. It's the Christ consciousness. I see the population of the earth less. I personally believe that we have so many people that are populated the earth right now is for the purpose of experiencing this amazing time, going from Pisces to Aquarius. Having the experience of us all having a conscious awareness elevation. The way that this is happening with the political system, I truly believe Harris won. But it had to happen in this way so that people can review themselves. You need to check yourselves. And this is happening in a way to where if like all them horror stories that you would hear about the end times and so forth, I believe these are it. I believe these are it. And it's not in the way of, because God's going to give the earth to the devil and the devil's going to be able to roam the earth and all that. I don't believe none of that. No. That's just me. I believe all your comforts and everything that you got used to and so forth, it's going to be snatched from under you like a rug. And you need to face reality, and you need to face your heart. You need to face your truths. You're racist. You're bigoted. You're hateful. You're selfish. You're unkind. You thieve. You kill. You control. And then call yourself a Christian. I'm not judging. I'm observing you and pointing some things out. How else are you going to face yourself? Sometimes you don't know until somebody tells you, and maybe you just haven't heard it in this way. That's where we are right now. That is where we are. So we are actually going to watch this government fall. This country fall. And then wait till Mother Nature dips his big toe in. Y'all need to be prepared. Just be aware. Yeah, be aware. Be aware. On a soul level, I believe that, we're all on this earth, on this mass level, to have this experience. We are, a lot of us, not saying every single person that's been incarnated is here right now. Yes, I believe in reincarnation. Didn't at one point. I do now. And this is people who will be leaving this. There will be a lot of people leaving the earth in this time. There will be a lot of people leaving, and, through natural disasters and so forth. And that is their soul experience to have, because they haven't had that experience before. And this is the opportunity for them to get it. And it's also for the opportunity to be a part of raising the consciousness, helping us raise our consciousness. Without the need of another, someone could not help. Without the illness of another, someone could not heal. Soul level talk. You need one to have the other. Just like when I had made that video about George Floyd, when that's a horrible, that one hits me in my stomach every time when that image, excuse me. It took George Floyd and Derek Chauvin, one and the other. One could not happen without the other. Not saying I approved of it at all. Saying on a soul level. Yeah, I'm speaking from a soul level perspective. Please understand that. Yes. Anyway, back to my list, right? All these people being deported. Lowering the child labor laws. Thinking that's where some of the work gonna come from. Watch them extend the Social Security age for when you can apply, if there's even one there. Sending Mr. VD sending his spouse, letting his spouse be used as a puppet in this Greenland debauchery. Literally telling another country, we're coming for you. And we keep sending our dignitaries there. And the Secretary of Defense there. Really? With Mr. VD's spouse? Yeah. Crazy, right? Who gonna arrest this man? Who gonna make him abide by the court's orders? He calling for judges to be impeached. Mr. Felon Man. Yes, Diaper Don, the Felon Man. Yeah, he's calling for judges to be impeached because of the way they spoke about him. He's sitting up there demanding that one governor who said, I'll see you on court. He's demanding for her to give him an apology. His feelings were hurt. Oh. Yes. Kristi Noem gonna sit up there and take that trip to where these Venezuelans have been deported. What, you go to make sure that they were being locked, that they were really locked up? You wanted to make sure? That political, you guys, just drama, theater. And it's all, look over here, while they're doing whatever it is that they're doing. And I'm sure it's still taking your money. Closing down Social Security offices. Closing down Social Security offices. Yeah. And making it required to where you do your business online. Elderly. Okay. Do you see me and my technical skills? Imagine somebody older than me. Good Lord. The post office, is they laying off or they're firing? Dismissing 10,000 more employees. Everybody's losing their job right now. I mean, that's not funny. That's not funny. But hey, they voted for this man. So, and I still say, where is all the money that he supposedly saved everybody? Where is it? And why are you refusing to show it to the Doge Committee? Why is it that the Doge Committee person, the chairman, Marjorie, 3 names? Marjorie Big Toe Green said, no, he don't need to be subpoenaed. He does not need to be subpoenaed to this committee. Oh, just let him go on and keep taking. And then gonna tell a reporter to go back to your own country. A reporter from the UK. Gonna sit up there and she didn't even get the question out. What country are you from? I don't care what you have to say. Go back to your country. Lord. Yes. They're going to be selling off all that land, and corporations are going to own the food source in this country. That's their plan. Selling off national park land. Well, of course, after they put his face up there on Mount Rushmore. Oh, yeah, we need that up there because that's absolutely going to save us tax dollars. Absolutely. Oh, and with Mr. VD's spouse saying that she's going for the support of the dog race, dog sledding that they do over there. Dog, D-O-G, not against anybody's loving pets and sons and daughters of the dog family, but she going to support the dog sledding that we sponsor. But you're going to take away our health care? And you're going, that's why I say nothing that they do is an accident, is a slip up, or, oh, we didn't realize that. They're putting it right in front of your face. You're going to take away the health care. You're going to make it difficult for seniors and children. With our food system within the United States, you're wrecking the lives of people who came here for a better life. And obviously, our country is doing phenomenal. I guess we've reached the top of the peak, and it's time to go because we've reached our peak now. The other thing that I suggest, just like I said with cooking, and I was saying this back in 2020. I don't know if I ever made a video on it, but I kept saying the biggest commodity is going to be a woman. And then they rolled back Roe v. Wade. And it's more so going to be towards white women. Because with the Roe v. Wade, one of their main goals, it wasn't about saving no babies, because they don't give a shit about them once they're born. Nor the struggles of the people having it, because they're obviously taking away any form of government assistance to help the people in this country that I'm sure they paid taxes into at some point in their life. Because after all, that's what we as Americans do, right? We pay our taxes. Something to think about now, right? For entertainment purposes only. I am just sharing off the top of my head, trying to stay on my list. Yeah, you're going to sit up there and make a video saying of the dog sled competition that we sponsor. You want to go be a part of that. But no, you snatching away housing and so forth from American citizens, because that's wasted money. Education. No, that's wasted money. You're going to put your tax dollars in. He's talking about returning it to the states, the Department of Education. Return it all back to the states. Here in Georgia, they just passed a law to where you can apply with the tax dollars that go to the public schools. You can apply for a voucher to attend private school or homeschooling. So we've cut the budget, already underfunded. We're not going to be getting any government assistance from the taxpayers' dollars in the first place. What is that education system going to look like? Hope y'all got a really good plan. Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like it's going to be with a really big gap. No assistance going into college for the betterment of the people here in this country, you know, so that you can have the doctors and scientists and so forth right here, building up the wonderment of this country. No, you want slaves. You want indentured individuals. Indentured means you would get released after a period of time. So we'll go back to the slave part. You didn't build the country in the first place, but we will be rebuilding it towards the age of Aquarius. Staying in that love and right. This is just staying balanced in the best way I can. You still got to pay attention of what's going on around you. Your local laws. They say that it's no big deal that they're cutting back on all this kind of stuff, making it more difficult for people to get what is actually theirs, calling it their feeling like people are entitled for what is actually theirs. But instead, no, you'd rather get it to somebody who is a billionaire from another country and have him walk through all the halls of this government and do what he wants and says what should and should not be, with his child right next to him. Isn't that what the rich 1% do? Have their children with them from smaller ages than that? That's why that little boy can sit up there and look Diaper Don in the face and tell him to be quiet. You're not the president. Go away. You know he was pissed. As that little boy put his boogers on the desk. And you know, when ICE approaching these people, they're not even doing it in a uniform. You know, like a uniform. You know, I'm ICE. They're approaching people in these plain clothings. What? Are they giving ideas to people? Because, you know, Ahmaud Arbery, the The jogger here in Georgia, that the retired sheriff person and his son and a neighbor, when their 2 trucks and the rifles and the camera were just going after somebody because he was jogging in the neighborhood. Nah, I think that was a hunt gone wrong. Just a hunt gone wrong. Because you know how there's many of those stories of black people disappearing and taking them on hunting trips. My opinion. And this egotistic child, Diaper Dawn, awards Boeing with their contract, their millions of dollar contract, so that they can build the F-47s. The F-47s. If this man isn't full of ego, I don't know what is. Oh, he's full of shit. This stanky ass. Defunding PBS and NPR. Public broadcasting. You know, Sesame Street, Electric Company, all the educational programs. Oh, defund that. The NPR, Independent News Network, reporters, whatever it's, defund that. Not as bad enough that NOAA, N-O-A-A, the one that tells us when the hurricanes are coming, you know, the weather system, where Diaper Dawn took his magic marker and extended the path of the hurricane, which was against the law to do, but who's going to stop him? Oh, that's right. The Supreme Court gave him the permission that nothing he does as president is against the law. And he named himself, up there with Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, said that he and her are he is the final determination of what is legal in this country. Yeah. What else? 10,000 being laid off of them health and human services. Nah, we don't need no health and human services here in this country. We don't need people working there. I know somebody who needed to schedule a surgery for someone in their family. And literally said that the scheduling was so booked because people are trying to get their surgeries and everything done before their insurance is taken away. Yeah. Enacting the Aliens Enemy Act so that we can declare people because going through the proper channels of immigration court system would take years. So no, we want them out now. Rounding up people who were legal status, using the thing of, they were all rapists and murderers. Well, then as many people who got deported, y'all should feel pretty safe out there right now. Or do you? Because you know it's not really true. I hope Canada does shut off the lights. And if they do, y'all need to prepare for blackouts. I do keep seeing blackouts. Y'all need to prepare. You're going to start shit with somebody who supplies you what? Netanyahu sitting up there bombing people who came back to their own land that are in tents. Really? They're talking about eliminating the IRS altogether and replacing it with the tariffs. So when I say the prices that go up after 2020, how they went up, they never went back down. Everybody got used to paying what we pay right now. Prices are going up again. You're going to get used to paying what you're paying right now. Because watch, they are going to go up even more. And you are going to have no choice but to pay it. And if that's the way he plans on eliminating the IRS so that the tariffs would stay in this country in that manner. Tariffs happen all the time. And then you got countries like Vietnam, they backed up on that tariff battle with him because they didn't want that. They just accepted it. Okay, we'll take that. Oh, so you think you're going to bully and strong everybody to do like Vietnam did, because you're saying other countries are going to pay for it. They are going to pay for the tariffs here. So you think everybody's just going to back up. I'm not going to be surprised if NATO and the UN vote us out and we align with Russia. It's not going to surprise me at all. At all. But I will be on here talking about, did you hear what just happened? Do you? No, I'll have my little black hat and glasses on. Did you hear what just happened? The revolution will be televised as I stay my black ass in the house. I'm sharing, I'm helping. No, seriously. And those that are light workers who believe in higher vibration on that day, and anybody really can, bring those higher vibrations by doing happy things in the house. Mind your own business. Yes. And do it happily. That's a higher vibration. Counter the vibration that will be out there in their attempt to rah, rah, rah. You know what Diaper Don's going to do to them? He going to look out his window at them and on his TV, just like he did on January 6th, as he watched and did not care. You need to come up with a different plan. Y'all figure it out, though. But the point is, here's the real kicker. The real true MAGA nuts, they haven't really seen yet. It hasn't all the way affected them yet. We're only 2 months in. 2. And this ain't a peace sign. 1, 2. 67 days. We ain't even hit the 100-day mark of all the things that was done in the first 100 days. We ain't even hit that mark yet. And then they're going to get mad at Crockett for calling Governor Abbott Hot Wheels. They were calling him Hot Wheels before, but this man has sat up there and called so many names. From Hillary to Biden, to Biden's children. And y'all upset because somebody said call him Hot Wheels. When you watch this man sit up there, before you elected him the first time, mock a handicapped person. And laughed about it. But because somebody gets called Hot Wheels because they rolling around in their chair really fast, hey, he's capable. That's what he is. Mr. Hot Wheels. Vroom, vroom. Because he don't care about nobody. It's almost like there's an entitlement of, you heed to my demands because I'm in this situation and you must do as I say. It's like he almost got used to that, or did get used to that, stitched in with his white entitlement, rubbing elbows with all the good old boys. It's okay. It is okay. But try to raise your vibration, especially on that day. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Do, 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 do. Don't worry, be happy. Do, 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 do. I think that's it. I think that was all that I was going to talk about. Because, I mean, things are happening so fast. And honestly, I just feel everything is a distraction, that they got something bigger and deeper going on in the background. And then you'll find out eventually. You will find out eventually. Let's see if there's something back here that I have wrote down. Because there's plenty of times I wrote down, it's like, oh yeah, I want to talk about that. Yeah, but try to hold the peace. Anything within there. Canceling contract. The military, the U.S. Marine Corps band, whom held a contest for up-and-coming musicians, and it happened to be people of color and diversity, and they were supposed to play with the Marine Corps band. He even canceled that. No. People need to see. People need to see. There is no possible way this man, Diaper Don, was talking about what he was talking about all them years, and you didn't hear what he said. When Florida sat up there and asked Mexico for gas because Florida running out of gas, I think that was all a hoax. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I think it was all planned. Because Diaper Don trying to do something to save face. Trying to find things to save face. So then he can say, oh, we're going to ease up the tariffs on Mexico because they helped us out with gas. Yeah. They even want the original Native Americans, nations, they call themselves, the original people on this land. I'm still trying to take their land to this day. Watch that mess even come out. Watch. Oh, I have to say this. Okay. The dust storm in Texas. So it was like around 2021. I was doing dishes. And then I saw an image of like the Dust Bowl. And the ground was cracked, tumbleweeds, dry, dust blowing. And when at the time, I was like, did the Dust Bowl really happen? Can that happen again? Or are we too advanced in our agricultural systems with our water and so forth? I questioned that at that moment. That was my first question, because that was the imagery that I saw. And then when we had the water droughts the way we did, and how the water was going down and they were finding dead bodies and cars and all kind of stuff in the lakes, and and then the ground looked cracked, I was like, okay, maybe that was it, what I saw. But it's been coming to me again. So prepare for that. We may have like real drought, if that is for now. Because I have a tendency to see far out on things to come. So keep that one in mind. Have you guys listened to my playlist? Oh, go check it out. You are in for such a treat, if I can get the words out of my mouth. Musical quotes on my playlist. Go listen to it. Such a treat. Oh, and I still have more to upload. Some more songs. Yes. Really good. I think that's all that I had. So I thank you for listening. I really enjoyed myself. I still love you. I'm still loving light. I'm still grounding my energy. I encourage you to do as well. I encourage you to get out there and put your feet on the ground. Get yourself grounded and connected. Stabilize your energy. Drink your water. Stock up on your foods, not just your food. If you can't notice the price differences from now and just 6 months ago, a year ago, okay? It's going to go up. Put that extra in your house, whatever it is. I've been saying this for a while. So listen, don't listen. It's your free will. Yes. I hope I didn't jump too much all over the place, but I said what I said. It's all for entertainment purposes only. Thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you. I've reached over 500. Help me get to 1,000. Yeah? Wouldn't you like to see me come on here more and just talk shit like this in the love and light way? Yes. Please subscribe. Put your comments in there. Put them in there. Let's have a chat. Yes. And until then, have the most benevolent day. Okay?